In recent years, sports betting has exploded in popularity. Once confined to smoky backrooms or the occasional Las Vegas trip, gambling on sports has gone mainstream. The legalization of online sports wagering in dozens of US states has turned it into a multi-billion-dollar industry with flashy apps promising quick cash and even quicker thrills. For many, it has been marketed as a side hustle, a modern-day way to turn knowledge of sports into extra income. Slick advertisements show young people casually scrolling through their phones, sipping beers with friends, and celebrating small wins that supposedly add up. Yet beneath the surface, the reality is far more troubling. The sports betting side hustle can quickly turn into a financial and psychological trap, leaving many bettors in debt and disillusioned. The appeal is easy to understand, with apps like DraftKings, FanDuel, and BetMGM offering sign-up bonuses of $100, $200, or even $1,000 in free bets. New users often believe they are entering with house money. A football fan might think that betting $50 in their favorite team is low risk when they're promised bonus credits, but the hidden danger lies in how these promotions are structured. The free bet often requires wagering a specific amount of real money multiple times before the credits can be unlocked, a system known as playthrough requirements. By the time most bettors realize how much they've spent trying to chase that free credit, they're already down hundreds of dollars. Take the example of Mark, a 27-year-old delivery driver from Ohio who began betting during the 2021 NFL season. He signed up after seeing an ad promising $500 in bonus bets. In his first month, he placed small wagers, $20 on the Browns to cover the spread, $15 on a parlay combining 3 NBA games. He lost more often than he won, but he was hooked on the thrill. By the end of the season, Mark had deposited over $3,000 into his account. His winnings totaled only $1,200. What began as just $20 here and there had ballooned into a debt he struggled to cover on a modest income. For him, the side hustle wasn't a hustle at all. It was a drain. The sports betting industry thrives on this psychology. Betting is framed not as reckless gambling, but as a skill-based challenge akin to stock trading. In fact, some companies use language that compares wagering on games to making investments. The illusion of control is powerful. Fans convince themselves that because they follow the NBA closely or analyze NFL stats, they have an edge over the sportsbooks. Yet the odds are stacked against them. Sportsbooks build their margins into every line, typically taking a 5 to 10% cut on each bet through what's known as the vig or juice. That means even if a bettor wins half the time, they're still losing money overall. Consider another example. Sarah, a graduate student in New Jersey, decided to bet on college basketball to earn extra income while studying. She started cautiously, placing $10 bets, but as March Madness approached, she grew more ambitious, building parlays where a $25 stake could return $600 if 5 separate outcomes all landed. She won a big parlay early on, netting $480. The win convinced her she could repeat her success. Over the next 6 weeks, she placed more than 150 bets totaling $3,800. Her total return? Just $2,050. So by the end, she was down $1,750, money she had intended to use for tuition. The one-time parlay win gave her a dangerous taste of success, but like many bettors, she discovered that the occasional hit only masks the long-term bleed. The rise of micro-betting has deepened this trap. Unlike traditional wagers, where someone bets on a game's outcome or point spread, micro-betting lets fans wager on small moments within a game, whether the next pitch will be a strike, whether the next possession in basketball results in points, or how many yards a running back gains in the next play. These rapid-fire bets keep users glued to their screens, encouraging constant spending. A casual bettor who once risked $50 on a game might now place 20 micro-bets of $10 each, tripling their exposure in a single evening. Apps are designed to make it seamless, with one-click wagering and constant notifications urging players to get in on the action. In one notorious case reported in 2022, a 22-year-old man from Michigan wagered more than $20,000 over the course of 4 months on micro bets alone. Though he initially justified it as just $10 at a time, the rapid pace of the wagers created an addictive cycle. By the time he sought help, he had maxed out 2 credit cards and borrowed money from friends, all in the name of his supposed side hustle. His story is far from unique. Counselors who work with gambling addiction now report a surge in younger clients whose problems stem not from casinos or lotteries, but from sports betting apps. The financial impact is devastating, but the psychological toll can be just as severe. Sports betting promotes a distorted relationship with the games themselves. For lifelong fans, the joy of watching a team can be overshadowed by the anxiety of having money on the line. A missed field goal is no longer just a disappointing play, it's a $200 loss. The highs and lows of gambling can mirror the cycles of substance addiction. euphoria during a win, crushing despair after a loss, and the compulsion to chase losses with more wagers. Studies have shown that the dopamine spikes from near misses, such as losing a parlay because of one game, are nearly as powerful as actual wins, keeping gamblers in the loop. What makes the situation more insidious is the way sports betting is packaged as part of everyday life. Major networks now integrate odds directly into their broadcasts. Commentators casually discuss point spreads during games. Celebrities endorse apps on social media, presenting betting as both fun and harmless. In 2021, the NFL signed partnerships worth over $1 billion with several sportsbooks, guaranteeing that fans would see betting lines plastered across broadcasts. The message is clear. Betting isn't just an option, it's part of the experience. For many young adults, this normalizes gambling before they have the financial maturity to handle it responsibly. The economic scale of the problem is staggering. According to the American Gaming Association, legal sports betting in the United States generated over $93 billion in wagers in 2022. Sportsbooks collected nearly $7.5 billion in revenue from that total. To put it differently, for every $100 wagered, about $8 stayed with the house. While some individual bettors went big, the vast majority lose steadily over time. The side hustle angle obscures this math. If someone told you that opening a small business would statistically guarantee you lose 8% of your revenue every year, no one would call it an investment strategy. Yet with sports betting, people willingly participate under that exact structure. It is not just individuals who pay the price. Families feel the ripple effects when a parent, sibling, or partner becomes consumed by betting. A 2022 survey from Rutgers University found that in New Jersey, one of the earliest states to legalize online sports betting, over 6% of adults showed signs of problem gambling, more than triple the national average. Many reported financial conflicts at home, difficulty paying bills, and increased stress in relationships. When the side hustle turns into an obsession, the costs extend far beyond the bettor's own account balance. There is also an under-discussed issue of fairness. The very apps that promote sports betting as winnable employ teams of data scientists and algorithms to ensure their lines are nearly unbeatable. Sophisticated models simulate games thousands of times to set odds that minimize risk for the sportsbook. While some professional gamblers do manage to exploit inefficiencies, they represent a vanishingly small percentage of bettors, and most are banned once they are detected. For the average fan, the supposed hustle is rigged from the start. Yet the narrative persists because of survivorship bias. News outlets highlight the rare bettor who turned $10 into $100,000 with a miraculous parlay. Social media is filled with screenshots of big wins. What you don't see are the millions of silent losses. For every viral success story, thousands of others have quietly lost their savings. The imbalance keeps fueling the myth that sports betting can be a reliable source of extra income. The truth is harder to confront. Sports betting is not a side hustle. It is a business model designed for customers to lose. The house always wins, not because of bad luck, but because the structure ensures it. While a lucky break may bring short-term profit, the long-term odds favor the sportsbook every time. Treating it as anything more than entertainment is a dangerous illusion, one that has already ensnared countless people. For anyone considering sports betting as a way to earn extra income, the cautionary tales should be enough. Mark the delivery driver, still paying off his debts. Sarah the graduate student, sworn off betting entirely after nearly derailing her education. The young man from Michigan continues attending weekly support groups. These stories are not anomalies. They are reflections of a system that thrives on turning hope into loss. The dark side of the sports betting side hustle isn't just that most people lose money, it's that the very idea of it as a hustle is a lie, a marketing illusion that disguises gambling as financial empowerment. Behind every slick commercial and every sign-up bonus lies the same reality. In the long run, the side hustle pays only one side, the house. That was all from us today for this video, folks. For more similar content, make sure you watch our last video on Halloween side hustles that can scare up serious cash. See you in the next one.